So, welcome, the Cosmic Light Collective. Thank you very much for being present to us this evening and supporting us and helping us move forward in our journey together as collaborators and in our journey to embrace and embody the soul of humanity on the planet. You made me aware of the topic today of dependability, and I'm very much looking forward to your message. And we have some questions for you about dependence and interdependence and codependence. And here we go. Should we always depend on our hearts to guide us in the right way? Can you please speak about the interdependency of people, nature, and our economy? And what practices can we do to depend more on our souls? And then, how can we encourage others to depend on their souls instead of on us? How does codependence melt into soul awareness? And we thank you for your insight, your wisdom, your guidance, and your sense of humor. Good evening, everyone. It is wonderful to be with you here this evening and to know that we are collaborators, linked by love, committed through service, and embracing the highest and best in each other. These qualities that we have just outlined really create a standard for dependability. This dependability allows us to utilize this commitment to serve in love with great awareness to what the needs are, why they exist, how they were created, and what can be done to effectively address the context in which they reside. All of this together creates the experience of dependability upon which everyone involved in the environment and situation and relationship is able to extract and utilize the appropriate resources necessary to create fulfillment, to solve problems, to explore better directions, and to heal wounds inadvertently created in experimentation. It is important to recognize that as creation plays, it's playing. And when children play, they make messes. And sometimes they get injured. And sometimes things go wrong. And yet they learn from each of those experiences. They grow stronger. They grow wiser. They learn how to become ingenious and productive and creative as they're moving through a challenge or a difficulty. And so in terms of the dependability that we are bringing to the table today, that dependability is the commitment to explore the opportunity to solve, to create, to comfort, to heal, to awaken, to understand. All of these twos that we're talking about are part of dependability. When you think of depending upon your parents, you didn't just depend upon them for food and for shelter. You depended upon them for love and for affection, for attention, for guidance, for support, for wisdom, for attention, for understanding. Many of them failed in many spectacular ways, and many of them succeeded in many spectacular ways. But there isn't a parent alive who didn't have a challenge or a difficulty or a burden or a hurdle that they had to address in raising a child. Just as your parents really did whatever they could to raise you the best way they knew how, you do the same for your children. When we think about dependability in the larger evolutionary context, we, as the Cosmic Light Collective, as the celestial multidimensional members of this collaborative team, it's our job to parent the fledgling human civilization into its adulthood as a soul-embodied civilization of peace. So you're moving through a very, very troubled adolescence, to arrive at a space of young adulthood with a sense of your identity as a soul-embodied Adamic species. We, as that parental experience, are going to be challenged, and we are. We're going to be the best parents we can possibly be in situations that are unfolding. Now, the interesting part of this dependability is you're not the only civilization depending on us. We're also attending to each of the kingdoms of nature and the planet's embodied incarnational experience itself. So we are in a position for humanity much more of a parent, but in terms of the kingdoms of nature and the planet itself, we are also part of a healing team that is addressing these larger issues and concerns, not from a parental perspective, but rather from a collegial or peer-to-peer perspective when it comes to the planetary body and also when it comes to the kingdoms of nature. Recognize that your kingdoms of nature are connected to planetary bodies in the Cosmic Light Collective, from which the life that you know as parsley and cat and cockroach emerged from. Recognize that the life forms that exist on this planet don't just exist here. You are not the only humans throughout the galaxy or the universe. You are one of many Adamic species, just as there are many animals on other planets, just as there are many other planets built of wonderful plants and other planets that are built of bacteria and fungi and other aspects of the kingdoms of nature. So the linkage between these kingdoms of nature and their connections throughout the solar system and the galaxy are interwoven into the assistance that is being provided by the ancient ones. Is this not amazing? That the life that you know as a human being on the earth has origins throughout the solar system and galaxy that are still caring for its expression here on this planet. That is a parental experience in a galactic context that you are actually being given the privilege of witnessing. No life form is ever alone. Ever. The dependability of creation is in its coherence, in its ability to care for, nurture, and connect to its expressions throughout the solar system, the galaxy, throughout the universe. When we are talking about the physical expressions of life in existence, the coherence and connection that flows through the kingdoms of nature and the elements themselves can be woven into and through an entire universal experience. You get to play, you get to make messes, you get to experiment, but you're also being looked after. You're also being cared for. And in a human Adamic species, fear-based egoistic experience, you have the free will to make lots of mistakes. But outside of that, we're still watching over you. Your soul is always trying to nudge you into the awareness of just how much you're loved and how much you can depend upon the soul's access to all the resources required throughout the solar system and galaxy to keep you moving forward in your evolutionary development, to guide you into the creative joy of being an expression of the life force of divinity. We are engaging you in the conscious recognition and participation of this vast healing support network that is always seeking to provide the best that you will be able to receive to heal yourself, to master your humanity, and to embrace your divinity within it. The kingdoms of nature each experience, to the degree that they've come here, their willingness to suffer under the presence of human oppression, hoping that you will come to an awareness of the wisdom that they offer, indeed the physical nurturance that they provide through their bodies, and the environments that they create in which you can explore your own evolution. The introduction of the interdependence and dependability of all of the kingdoms of nature is occurring now, because as humanity moves forward and learns how to navigate climate change, to access and utilize higher galactic multidimensional resources to heal your world and create balance out of what is literally crumbling, you become a conscious and active member that is dependent upon and engaged in a collaborative process of creating, healing, and honoring the expression of life coming into form through the harmonization of all of these kingdoms of nature. For thousands and thousands of years, shamans have connected to the natural world. This is nothing new, but it's been kept in the realm of the woo-woo and the metaphysical. Moving forward, this connectivity with the kingdoms of nature will be scientifically supported as the ability to access metaphysics from a data-driven experience emerges for the scientific community. In essence, the scientific community has to be given the technology by which they can finally see, hear, understand, and address metaphysical data in ways that are present to them in physical form. Now, we don't have this completely figured out yet, but this is the direction in which we're going, because science and spirit must come together as partners in healing and evolution. They are not at war with each other. Science and spirit are the same expression of life emerging, shifting, evolving, experiencing itself. They simply use different language to speak of the same processes. And what you are awakening to on the spiritual side through this connection to your galactic field and to the galactic resources coming to you will allow you to awaken a more scientific understanding of what's actually happening on your planet. Metaphysics is science. And science is spirit in physical expression. Science is spirit in physical expression. Science explains what spirit already does. And then they limit it. But science explains what spirit does. And shamanism is a way to access the science through the kingdoms of nature without having to know the data-driven math or analysis, so that it can become part of the experience of life on earth. If you consider the wisdom of farmers who may not have degrees in agriculture, they can still tell you what is occurring on the land if they are awakened to the kingdoms of nature and they work in harmony with it. Geologists awaken to the kingdoms of nature and working in harmony with it can scientifically explain more of what they are a witness to and what they are participating in. So this linkage of science and spirit creates a dependability that breaks down foreign and false barriers to the emergence of collaborative creativity with galactic tools and resources that will be at your disposal in the next 5 to 6 years. The work being done with the energy of crystals, the programming of water, the frequencies of sound healing, all of these things are movements in the direction of science and spirit coming together. There needs to be a freedom within the mind of a scientist, and there needs to be a grounding in the mind of a spiritualist. They have to come together on common ground that allows them to work with respect for each other, and in doing so, offer a dependability that the earth has not known. Remember, the soul unites what the ego separates. The soul is going to unite science and spirituality. The ego divides it. And when we spoke of a galactic grocery delivery, we were speaking of technologies, resources, and multidimensional relationships that are being delivered from the galaxy into planetary awareness, so that the planet can utilize these higher level mechanisms that can create healing that is far beyond the limitations of third dimensional science. Your science will not heal you. It is not strong enough to save this planet. But your science, linked with solar and galactic scientific understanding, can transform the world. This is what we are seeking to bring into the conscious awareness of all those choosing soul-aware and soul-empowered living. You don't have to be a scientist to access soul-aware, soul-empowered living. And you don't have to just be a spiritual person who denies or dismisses the aspects of science that provide critical guidance and trajectory points for how the spirit can attend to the physicality of the planetary body. Dependability is something that we collectively are learning how to share with each other through the aspects of our auric fields that link us in our beliefs, thoughts, feelings, memories, experiences, and physical realities. The physical or energetic realities of the planets in the solar system and the galaxy that are home to your kingdoms of nature are committed to the wellness and well-being of all of their members on this world. And the more that you can appreciate and connect to those worlds and ask for their assistance in what a cow needs here, or what regenerative agriculture can offer to the topsoil of the planet, all of these things, conversations about these can be had with other planetary sources so that you gain an insight that can lead to great advances on the planet. This is what we're introducing you to today, and it's a level of dependability that you can trust in. And it's a level of dependability that we are placing our faith in from you. We are looking to you to be as dependable as we are in this massive evolutionary journey that we're undertaking in the next 11 years. And we're giving you access to larger sources of information and awareness that can help you in your daily experiences. When you asked about the economy, the experience of a human economy is a manufactured process. It does not reflect the true economical structure of planetary living. So, of course, a humanly constructed economy is going to have ups and downs and will eventually crash as specific areas of the planet pull away the resources that civilizations depended upon. And in some instances, in your early root races, human behavior, along with planetary shift, created loss of natural resources that completely destroyed economic structure. So if you want a thriving, lasting economy, your economic understanding must be based in the economy of nature that harmonically provides for the well-being of the planet upon which you live. Humanity does not know how to do that yet. It does not. And so you will have the upsurges and the downsurges of your financial experiences because you're not in harmony with the kingdoms of nature. And as climate change continues to change the face of the earth, your economies will rock and roll like nobody's business until eventually, as you are forced to recognize that your economy must be based in planetary resources, at that point, things will even out. Currency, again, is a human expression. Economy is a natural experience. Currency is a human expression. Economy is a natural occurrence. Your liquids, your gases, your solids, your elements that create your physical reality, that build your mountains and oceans and deserts and plains and mountains, all of those things are a naturally built economy that supports each other with natural resources. You could be a natural resource, but right now you're a big drain. The hope is that you will become a natural resource, working in harmony. And that doesn't mean that you can't progress or evolve. It just means that you do it in harmony with the entire planet so that all life evolves together rather than just one species over the other. The true outline of human civilization was for this collective evolution. Again, we know that a lot went wrong here, and the experiment failed in that way. But all of us in the Cosmic Light Collective and throughout the solar system and the galaxy are here to fix what went wrong with you, to make it right, and to support the planet in doing so. Healing is the birthright of every experience, every expression of creation. And that's what we're all doing. Together. With great dependability throughout all of the solar and galactic resources that are available to succeed in this collective venture. You can feel our passion around this, we are sure, because we are passionate about this collective dependability that offers this evolutionary resource to create success. And it is wondrous. We can tell you that we have succeeded in thousands and thousands of worlds by using this dependability model. And we are bringing it to you today to place within collective consciousness of the human civilization so that we can build upon the model, bring science and spirit to the table with mutual respect, and begin to build together. How tremendously exciting this is. Breathe in this excitement. Breathe in this opportunity. And breathe in this reality. Allow it to become a reality inside your galactic auric field. Let it seep through your golden solar body and find its way into your beliefs, thoughts, feelings, memories, and into your conscious awareness. So that the decisions and the actions and the language that comes through your body is a living expression of this multidimensional dependability, with insight and access to multidimensional understanding, technology, information, and resolution. There we go. Good. Breathe it in. Feel this dependability beginning to move through your soul's awareness. Feel it moving into your beliefs, into your thoughts, into your feelings, into your memories. Allow your memories to access experiences on other worlds that allow you to hear a truth and a reality that you cannot yet hear from the many life forms around you. You know, you speak of the power animal. Well, the power animal comes from a planet somewhere that is able to deliver a kind of experience and information that is funneling through the physical aspect of itself here. Feel the connectivity of life and how it's supporting you. Now, very gently, allow that galactic energy, that blue aqua bubble, to move back down into the galactic star beneath your feet. Feel a tender golden yellow energy from the sun of your solar system around the white clear light edges of your soul's auric field. And feel this beautiful golden yellow energy connect to your solar plexus. And then simply become aware of the bubble of white soul's light and the clear light mixing in with this beautiful, brilliant white soul's light. Very gently feel that soul's light just rippling and moving like waves around you. Very fluid, very connected, very coherent. Feel that blue galactic energy that's around your property, simply descending into the planetary body. Feel the golden energy moving into the planetary body beneath your property. And feel yourself connected to the planetary grid, this golden, this beautiful white, clear light grid energy. And feel the difference between this feeling and the feeling that you had within the galactic or your galactic subtle body. Feel that difference. So you're in the process of accessing the solar and galactic support on a regular basis. Initially, by recognizing that it exists as real, and you can now consciously connect to it. And recognize that the planetary body is receiving this support, consideration, and help on a regular basis. Just like you go to the market whenever you run out of food, there are regular galactic deliveries to this planet until she is healed, stable, and well on her way to fifth dimensional resonance. We want to speak to one of your questions. Should we always depend on our hearts to guide us in the right way? When you are connected to your soul and you're listening to your higher heart, you will always receive the guidance that is best. When you are caught in the ego's anger, frustration, and depression, your third dimensional grieving heart cannot always help you because it's too injured. Your heart at that point needs to be healed so that you can access the wisdom of the higher heart, not be caught in the pain of the 3D heart. Many people believe that they're following their heart, but what they're really following is how the heart is hurting because the ego has not gotten its way. And for that, soul awareness is necessary. All of the processes that you utilize with your sacred geometry, with your meditation, with your sound healing, with your conscious awareness, linkage to, all of these are practices that help connect you to this galactic guidance. In going forward, you need that greater guidance to assist in a planet-wide experience where even human culture itself requires the intervention of galactic support. And so we begin. And we will continue this journey and the access that it provides. And we are thrilled to trust in your dependability, as we certainly hope you trust in our dependability. We are committed in love to deliver evolutionary excellence that frees you to a joyful expression of your own divinity. And with that, we send you our love, our blessings, and our guidance. And we look forward to your connection throughout the week before we reconvene here with each other next Wednesday. How beautiful it is to to work together. Amen. And so it is.